Long before Battlefield and Call of Duty, there was Counter-Strike, an incredibly popular multiplayer mod for the original Half-Life that has become a cornerstone of the PC shooter experience. Now Valve has released a remixed version of Counter-Strike, not only for the PC, but for consoles as well. Should you sign up for this global offensive, or would you be left for dead in this hardcore shooter? If for whatever reason you're familiar with first-person shooters, but not Counter-Strike, let me get you up to speed. One team plays as terrorists, the other as counter-terrorists. You purchase weapons and gear at the start of each round with money earned from killing enemies and completing objectives. You have only one life per round, and you can die from just a couple of bullets, even when wearing Kevlar. To this day, it's not hard to call Counter-Strike the gold standard of elimination game types in shooters, and the objectives of planting or defusing bombs or rescuing hostages keeps the game moving, though most matches still end with one team eliminating the other. How you control your operative might seem blasphemous to those bred on military shooters of the last half-decade. You still can't sprint or aim down your sights on guns without scopes, but there's no need for either. Crouching dramatically improves your aiming and is smartly mapped to the left trigger, and switching to your knife will still increase your already brisk run speed. It might take getting used to, but there's a humorous training mode and an option to play against bots. But playing online is where the fun is really at. As you might expect, games are intense. I've had very little experience with players camping and obnoxiously prolonging games, and the maps, old and new, complement the game types well, with plenty of ways in and out of firefights and multiple paths to objectives. As someone who generally isn't a fan of elimination modes in shooters, I was very happy with how short rounds are, and bots are implemented in an interesting way. Bots can't complete objectives very well, but if a human player dies and there's a bot on your team, you can take control of one, so less experienced players can stay engaged rather than wait until the match ends. The only real problems with the gameplay are that lag can occasionally interfere, and worse is the lack of auto-aim, which makes sense for a mouse and keyboard setup, but not on a gamepad. Even when I had a good grasp on the weapon's recoil, I still felt like I didn't have the accuracy other console shooters provide. From a presentation standpoint, Global Offensive looks similar to, but better than Counter-Strike Source. However, it'll look unappealing if you've experienced a military shooter burnout. Some portions of maps get ugly, and the weapon models are nothing spectacular, plus the climbing animation on ladders is just a joke. But all in all, it looks good enough for the aging Source engine. However, the best part of the presentation is still the announcer when he states who won a round.
Counter-terrorists win.
Damn, that guy's awesome. Though there have been numerous minor tweaks made to the game that veterans will notice, the most drastic change being the addition of incendiary grenades, Counter-Strike doesn't really have a need to modernize from a gameplay standpoint, but the entire package of Global Offensive could have been thought out better. The new matchmaking system, possibly the biggest leap forward for the series, works quite well, but the 4 playlists here could have been better. Classic casual and classic competitive modes are too similar, and the new game type, Arms Race, is just a mediocre team deathmatch mode with infinite respawns, where players swap weapons after each kill. The weapon juggling of the mode isn't bad, but the gameplay here just highlights the lack of auto-aim. The other new mode, Demolition, is more successful and has a similar weapon swapping mechanic, along with new single bomb site maps that make matches short and sweet. Sure, those new maps are good, but for anyone familiar with Counter-Strike, there are no new maps for the traditional bomb defusal and hostage rescue modes, which is rather lazy, though some of those maps have been tweaked. Otherwise, I have issue with the 30-round cap of the classic competitive playlist. Why matches here need to take so long to complete is bizarre to me, but the gameplay is still fun nonetheless. But by far, the biggest problem with Global Offensive is the lack of a good metagame. Outside of earning a measly 12 achievements and awards that have no addictive value to them, there isn't much to keep you coming back to CSGO. I'm not even talking about creating loadouts similar to that of Call of Duty, considering the game's purchasing system or lack of customizable weapons. PC players maybe not as much, but console players today really expect a good player progression system to incentivize play. I can't see the Xbox community playing this heavily for very long, which is too bad considering the gameplay's decade-long formula is still pretty damn fun.
Defusing.
Newcomers to Counter-Strike might find Global Offensive stubborn to a fault, but if you get past that, you'll realize what made the original a hit. It's intense and punishing, but not so much that it ruins the experience. If you've been interested in Counter-Strike, but want to bypass a legion of experienced PC players, the console version of this game might be for you. I have problems with the lack of auto-aim and metagame, and the elimination modes, the crux of the experience, won't be for everyone. At $15, there are more unique Xbox Live Arcade shooters such as Hybrid or Monday Night Combat, but those who sign up might find out what they've been missing out on for the past 12 years.
I'm planting the bomb.